My name is Charlotte Young Peter, and today I'll be presenting my organizational audit of Visit Findlay. This audit evaluates how Visit Findlay currently markets the city, identifies gaps in their strategy, and provides realistic, research based recommendations to improve their marketing effectiveness and overall impact. So, for the organizational snapshot, Visit Findlay is the official destination marketing organization for Findlay and Hancock County. Their main goal is to promote the area as a place to visit, stay, shop, dine, and attend events. What makes destination marketing organizations important is that they bring outside money into the community. When visitors come in, they spend money at restaurants, hotels, and local shops, which supports the economic growth. Visit Findlay also plays a role in building community pride. It's not just about attracting tourists, it's also about helping residents feel connected to their city and encouraging them to participate in local events. From both the guest speaker and their public messaging, their main objectives are increasing visitor traffic, promoting events, and strengthening Findlay's identity as a welcoming destination. What's important here is that Visit Findlay is not just marketing a place, they're marketing an experience. For the key audience, Visit Findlay targets multiple audiences, which is important because each group has different motivations and behaviors. Their primary audience include like regional tourists, families, weekend travelers, sports teams, and business travelers. These groups are typically looking for convenience, affordability, and experiences that feel worth their time. The secondary audience includes local residents, restaurants, retail shops, hotels, and event organizers. Even though even though residents are not tourists, they're still extremely important because they help create energy at events and contribute to word of mouth marketing. One of the key things to notice is that Visit Findlay's success depends on balancing both visitor attraction and community engagement. However, one gap is that while these audiences are identified, the messaging does not always clearly differentiate how each group is being targeted. This creates an opportunity to make marketing more personalized and effective. Visit Findlay currently has a mix of traditional and digital marketing tools. These include their website, event calendar, social media platforms, print, visitor guides, partnerships, and digital marketing or advertising. These tools are strong because they allow them to reach both local and regional audiences. So for example, their event calendar helps with planning behavior while social media helps with more maintaining the awareness aspect. Um the challenge is not just having tools, it's how effectively those tools are being used together. But right now their system appears somewhat fragmented. Like for example, there is often limited tracking of how users move from social media to their website and from events to repeat visitors. That's one of the questions I did ask in class too of how they track that, and they don't really have a way. So this creates inefficiencies because it becomes harder to measure what is actually working and what's not. For the main challenges, based on my research, Visit Findlay faces several key ones. So, first of all, they have a limited marketing budget, which is common for nonprofit and community based organizations. This makes it harder to compete with larger destinations. Second, it is difficult to measure the success of traditional advertising like print, billboards, and it creates uncertainty in return on investments. Third, the tourism demand changes depending on the season, which leads to inconsistent visitor traffic. So we're not going to have as many people here in the winter. Fourth, there are consistent need for fresh content, especially in today's fast-moving digital environment. And finally, one of the most important challenges is reaching younger audiences who primarily engage with short-term video content. And these challenges are important because they directly impact how effectively Visit Findlay can achieve its goals. So for the communications audit, this section kind of evaluates whether Visit Findlay's communications actually match their goals. So one major strength is strong event promotion. They consistently share and maintain visibility within the community. However, there are several important gaps that they're missing. So first of all, there's a lack of emotional storytelling. Instead of showing what an emotional experience feels like, much of the content focuses on simply listing the information. Secondly, their website could use a stronger call to action. For example, instead of listing events, it could encourage users to like plan your weekend or explore Findlay today. There's also like very limited use of short form content, which is one of the most effective ways to promote travel experiences today, especially with my generation. Finally, there is an opportunity to increase user generated content, which helps build authenticity and trust. So, overall, the communication strategy is functional, but it could be a lot more engaging and persuasive. So now I'll talk about the challenge one solutions. Starting with limited marketing resources. The key issue here is that Visit Finley is spending money on methods that are difficult to measure. The solution is to shift toward more trackable, like digital strategies such as geo-targeted ads, Google Analytics tracking, and campaign-specific links. This would allow them to clearly see which efforts are driving website visits and event attendance. The benefits of this approach is improved efficiency. Instead of guessing what works, they can make like data driven decisions with it. Success would look like increased website traffic, lower advertising costs, and higher engagement with event pages. This directly supports their goal of like increasing visitors while using their budget more effectively. So for the challenge two solution, the second major challenge is reaching younger audiences. So younger travelers discover destinations through platforms like Instagram and TikTok, not traditional advertising anymore. So to address this, I recommend launching a Finley in 30 seconds campaign. This would include like short videos highlighting coffee shops, restaurants, events, and hidden gems around the city. This type of content works because it is quick, visual, and easy to share. I also recommend partnering with the University of Findlay students to create this content, which keeps costs low while making the content feel like more authentic. Success would be measured through increased followers, higher engagement, and like more shares among the 18 to like 34 age group. And this solution aligns directly with like current digital marketing trends. So for my recommendations, to summarize them, I like divided them into quick wins and long-term strategies. So the quick wins include launching a monthly Reels campaign, improving website calls to action, and adding QR codes at like events and hotels. These are really low cost changes that can produce like immediate results. The long-term strategies include creating a student ambassador program, implementing a CRM system, and developing seasonal campaign planning. These require more time, but they do help build a stronger, more sustainable marketing system. The reason for this sequencing is that quick wins create immediate improvement, while long term solutions build like long term growth and efficiency. For my conclusion, Visit Finley already promotes like strong value to the community and has a solid foundation. However, there are more like clear opportunities to improve how they communicate and measure their marketing efforts. So by focusing on like digital storytelling, improving analytics, and targeting a younger audience, Visit Finley can significantly expand its reach and impact. These changes are all realistic, I think very cost effective and aligned with current marketing trends. So overall, with like few strategic improvements, Visit Finley has the potential to grow its regional brand and attract more visitors to the community. And these are my sources. I use these to support my research and recommendations, including both primary research from the guest speaker and like secondary research just from industry sources. Thank you.